What's going on, guys? It's Chris here, and this is the first episode of a series called Learning R with Chris, where you're going to learn R with Chris. So, basically, I'm going to teach you guys everything I know about R. And who am I? Well, I'm Chris, as it says here, and I'm a fourth year computer science and statistics student. So, this is all the kind of stuff that I would have liked to know at the start of my degree, but, through all of my classes and different stuff like that, I've just come to learn it anyways. So I'm going to compile it all into this archive for you guys so you can learn it nice and quick and efficiently, and maybe before you need to know it. So, we're going to be learning about R. So R is open source, which means you save money. It's free, so that's always good. It also helps if you have like any report writing you need to do or need to, make professional looking documents. It's really nice because you can add like regular text and then maybe you add like a plot or something, what real people do, and like with a title, and then you add more text, and you can kind of do this with all the while like hiding your code, which is really nice. So that's one advantage. Also, it's really high level, so like you don't have to like worry about specific programming stuff. You can kind of just say like plot something, and then it'll like give you this, which is really nice. So that's it's pretty succinct and efficient in the coding you'll need to do, and it all makes sense, right? It's all stuff like this. And there's also like tons of statistical packages if you want to do some advanced stuff. But for now, we're just going to get into the basics. So, as basic as we can get, let's install R. I have not installed R on this machine yet, so that's what we're going to do. So yes, we just go to R, the project for statistical computing. You find the version that's right for your operating system. So for myself, we're going to download R, so we'll find the right mirror. Myself, I'm in Canada, so we'll go to this one, and you pick your operating system. So I'm on Windows, and we're going to go for base R here. So download R 3.6.1 for Windows. Yes, I'd like to keep it, and so this will download. I'll come back whenever it's downloaded. And we're back. So you can go ahead and click on this executable file. Do I want to allow this app to make changes? Yes, I trust R. And I'm English. Next. If you're like, if you know what this stuff means, you're welcome to change that. Default is fine for me. Sure, we'll create a desktop shortcut. And yeah, so you just wait for base R to install, and then we're going to install something called RStudio, which is basically the environment you'll be working in, or at least the environment I'll be working on. So if you want to follow these videos, we'll download that after, but for now, this is finished. So yeah, we have base R installed on our computers now. So like I said, we can go ahead and get ourselves an environment to work in. So RStudio, download RStudio. We're going to go for the free one, unless, if you guys got some heavy pockets, you can feel free to do that. But this is all we'll need for now. We're on Windows 10, and we'll see you guys when that downloads. We're back again. So the executable is downloaded for RStudio. Yes, change my device. I don't care. So this is the setup. That's fine. That's fine. And this will install as well. So in the meantime, I guess I can just explain a bit about what RStudio is. So again, it's an environment for you to do your stuff in. So a nice part about R is what I like about it, it's very interactive, right? So you'll write a line of code, and you'll run it. It'll give you some output, and then you can kind of look at the output, whether it's, a graph or maybe it's some like data or something, and you'll say, oh, that's either right, or oh, that's not quite right, maybe, and then you go back, you write another line of code, and maybe this time it gets you what you need. So that's kind of what we'll be doing in RStudio. And like I said before, you can also write fancy reports. You can write code in line with regular text. You can write LaTeX equations as well. Lots of really cool and in-depth stuff. You can even add like Python code or MATLAB code, all kinds of stuff like as chunks in your document, which is really cool. You can add like pictures, tons of stuff, but I'll show you guys all that stuff in later videos whenever we get the basics of R down. So RStudio has been installed, so we'll finish. And yeah, I guess we can open it up to give you guys a flavor of what it's all about. We got base R here on our computer, as you can see there, but we are interested in RStudio. All right, so this is going to be our home here on this series. So yeah, this is us. So we can do tons of stuff on here. I guess, the most basic things you could do would just be to use it as like a calculator. So you can see we can just do simple equations like that. It'll give us 10. You could say you can assign variables. So let's say x, we want x to be 5. That'll come up in our environment. We have this variable x with 5. And then you might ask, what happens if we do this? Well, the same thing as before, because x is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10, x plus 5 is 10. So yeah, tons of stuff we can do. This is the console. So like I said, like this is the kind of place you can try stuff and then go back, see what happened, and then go from there. I guess one last thing I'll get us to do before we sign off here for the first video. So an important thing in R is packages, which basically allows you to do more stuff because more stuff is cool. So if we go up top here and we go to Tools and install packages, one package that we're going to be using extensively is tidyverse package. So go ahead and install that if you want to follow along with me here. This might take a while because there's like tons of stuff included in here. But basically this tidyverse, if you're working in the tidyverse, it just incorporated a bunch of like natural functions that you'd think that you'd would be using, or like really useful stuff. And also it lets you plot like really nice looking graphs compared to base R. But it's like a bit higher level, so some people argue that the tidyverse like doesn't let you do as much stuff. I personally disagree with that. I've never really been in a situation where I've been like, oh, I need to go back to base R because the tidyverse is too restrictive or whatever. So yeah, this is where we're going to be working. So yep, make sure you install that. And on the next video, I guess we might go into a bit about the fundamentals of R and maybe some like data structures and stuff like that that are essential, to get anything done in R. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. This has been Chris, and I'll see you guys on the next one.